the matchup between Jake Paul and Gervonta. Davis is the kind of surprise that shakes the entire fight world. Two massive personalities from completely different lanes are choosing the same battleground to settle the biggest question in combat sports. This is not just another boxing event. It is a clash of ambition, confidence, and legacy. Both men carry massive fan bases, and both are stepping forward to prove who truly deserves the crown of the most electrifying fighter today. The hype is growing because everyone knows something explosive is coming once the bell rings.
It's night and day, right? You have to understand I went from doing YouTube and Disney Channel to 5 years, once to twice a day, 6 to 7 days a week, training, recovery, taking it more serious than ever. I'm just a different specimen. My body is filled out. I'm going into my athletic prime and going into that and my body filling out. I just feel amazing. It feels super strong.
To Jake Paul has been vocal about his preparation for the Gervonta Davis showdown. He keeps telling people that he has stacked his camp with serious fighters and high-level trainers. He boasts about knocking down sparring partners and hints that top names like Shocker Stevenson are helping him sharpen his strategy for Tank. He even confessed publicly that Davis is no easy challenge. Jake acknowledges that many criticize Tank for being shorter or lighter, yet he admits Tank's punches hit like a runaway machine at close range. Jake revealing that he feels fear is a rare moment. It shows how much he respects Tank's vicious knockout ability. His own words prove this is not a gimmick or another social media stunt. He understands that one mistake in front of Tank could send everything turning black.
Going into a fight that I've actually ever been, because I know how good these people are that I'm sparring, and being able to see how good they are and knowing how good Tank is. It's actually going to be my toughest test to date.
Yeah, I think Jake, you could make the argument, right? Pound for pound wise, this guy's the most ferocious dude in the whole sport, couldn't you?
For sure, for sure. I think he has probably one of the highest knockout percentages
Yeah,
in
90
the
something
entire
percent,
boxing.
right?
Exactly. Exactly. And just his speed, his elusiveness, his ring IQ, his conditioning. He's gone 12 rounds so many different times, something that I've never even done. So he's going to be sharp all the way through. I mean, the list goes on and on. And so just actually being vulnerable for a second, it's like,
Yeah.
this is crazy. This is scary. It's kind of keeping me up at night.
Jake, how do you prepare for, like you said, a guy who is shorter than you? How do you find a sparring opponent to replicate something that obviously there's nobody else out there that's Tank Davis? How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So
Wow.
just sparring against guys on their level and people who have, been doing this their whole entire lives, but we're really focusing on speed. And not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to like lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that my punches are coming off faster.
A huge piece of Tank's story remains hidden to casual fans. Since the early years of his career, he has tested himself against heavyweight boxers who were not only big, but extremely talented. Analysts like Showbiz the Adult shared that Tank did far more than just survive those sessions. He punished those giants with speed and brutal accuracy. Facing a physically large fighter does not shake him anymore, because he has already conquered mountains even steeper than Jake Paul. Jake may appear dangerous due to his size. Though Tank has been dealing with size disadvantages throughout his life, he grew his skills inside deep waters where every opponent could crush him with weight alone. As Jake continues to learn professional boxing step by step, Tank is entering this fight with years of elite experience that began long before Jake ever threw a punch in a gym. Showbiz made it crystal clear. If anyone is entering risky territory, it is the bigger man who will stand across Tank on fight night.
Or bigger people, like from middleweight to heavyweight. And the thing is, don't be surprised, okay? This is a photo. This is a photo of one of the bigger guys that he was sparring. But in the past, like maybe a few years ago, he was fighting a guy in Mayweather's camp. He was a bigger guy. I think he was like a middleweight or something like that. He was whooping his ass. One time he was like on live whooping a bigger guy's ass. I mean, he's just beating bigger guys like middleweights and stuff. He's done that in sparring forever. Remember this story? I've brought it up a million times and I've showed this clip a million times, but on Ellie Set Back, this story of this guy saying how Gervonta Tank Davis knocked out this heavyweight.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the ropes just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Hey, I've seen him knock out some heavyweights. You might knock all the ass out now.
You knocked out a heavyweight?
Yeah.
How was that?
Cause I hit harder than Wilder.
Now, granted, the heavyweights that Gervonta Tank Davis is whooping and sparring is not like, all-time great heavyweights, all right? And it shouldn't be. But he's sparring the level of heavyweight that, more experienced than Jake Paul, right? But Jake Paul has beaten those heavyweights himself, all right? I'm thinking that is the caliber of heavyweight that Gervonta Tank Davis is sparring, but he's whooping their asses. And that's a good thing. I feel with Jake Paul sparring Raymond Ford, to me, it looked like Raymond Ford got the best of him. It looked like Jake Paul was a little exhausted, and it looked like Raymond Ford wasn't. It looked like Jake Paul was a little disappointed in his performance, and Raymond Ford was trying to give him a pick-me-up. Like, just kind of let them know. No, like, we do this and do that. It just looked like Raymond Ford was in a confident, secure place, more dominant place, the more alpha out the two in the ring. And that's Raymond Ford. That ain't Gervonta Davis. I love Raymond Ford. I have him on my fighters list. But still, I don't think anyone thinks he's as skillful or as powerful as Gervonta Tank Davis.
Gervonta Davis has made a firm decision regarding his future. He refuses to return to lightweight again because the weight cuts drained him too much. He wants his body to stay strong, explosive, and ready for maximum performance. Moving to 140 pounds is part of his plan to unlock the most dangerous version of himself. He seeks harder fights, more respected names, and a bigger legacy, starting with Jake Paul. After this blockbuster battle, he aims to remain in the super lightweight division and rule it with power and confidence. Some believe Jake holds the advantage by being naturally heavier. Tank believes his new weight brings a higher level of energy. His punch becomes heavier, his chin becomes stronger, and his pace becomes faster. He already delivered knockouts at 135 pounds. His mission now is to deliver knockouts that fans will remember forever. Jake Paul may be the very first witness to the full power Tank that the boxing world has never seen before.
Or had been throwing fits a few weeks ago when Gervonta had announced that he would be fighting Jake Paul in, I believe it's coming up in just about a month, or a little bit less than a month, and that he would not be, at least immediately, he would not be rematching Lamont Roach. So people went all up in arms. Shout out to my guy, Big Dog Willie, who even right now is claiming that Gervonta Davis is going to go try to fight in WWE or something like that when he gets done with Jake Paul. But the truth of the matter is that Gervonta Davis is coming back to boxing. He's always said that he's coming back to boxing. He said he's going to run off, get this bag real quick, and he'll be right back. Well, as you see, the 135-pound WBA, the WBA, where he holds his 135-pound championship, has not stripped him. They said that they were going to look into it if he had not rematched Lamont Roach, but nothing ever really came of that. So as of right now, he still has his 135-pound title. But I'm telling you, the way that things are panning out, I don't think he's going to go back down to the 135-pound division. I think he's going to go to the 140-pound division where really and truly all the smoke is there. Add to it the fact that when he fights Jake Paul, he's going to be fighting Jake Paul at a higher weight than he would necessarily be fighting guys at 135 pounds. You're probably not going to see him drain down for the fight. I don't think he's going to bulk up at all. But usually even when guys play with their weight and they go up and allow themselves to fight at a higher weight or fight people at higher weight classes,